Rap breakdown?
Yeah.
Well, like, pretty much their one song is just Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe with, little kid lyrics.
Yeah.
They'd be stupid not to recreate that song. Another bad recreate that song, right? All right, let's do it.
She used to be an actress.
She ever been anything I've seen?
I think her biggest deal was she starred in a pilot.
What's a pilot?
Well, the shows on TV.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you're aware that there's an invention called television, and on that invention, they show shows.
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick the shows on TV is they make one show. That show's called a pilot. And they show that one show to the people who pick the shows. And on the strength of that one show, they decide if they want to make more shows. Some get accepted, some become TV programs, and some don't and become nothing. She starred in one of the ones that became nothing.
That was probably the best, whitest version of that I've ever heard.
Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason, and by my side is my garage dweller homie. It's Captain Philip Resta Sherbert. How are you?
I'm doing great. I love orange sherbet, and I probably will be sleeping in your garage soon.
You know what? My garage is not attached like your garage is. It's
Sure.
cold and it's isolated. I'll bring you inside.
Will you?
I know you'll need that, so I will do that for
I
you.
appreciate that. You know how cold I get.
You're a Chili Wilson if I've ever met one.
My heart is already cold. Mm-hmm. But yeah, my body is cold too. It's that time of the year. It is the beginning of December, and it is freezing.
We got kicked off. Halloween, it snowed. It to me is far and away the worst Halloween ever on record. I think they said it hadn't snowed on Halloween for 101 years.
Yeah. I had a pretty good night that night.
Pray tell, wise ass.
About no, Dustin, that's not true. Yeah, about 5 minutes before trick or treating was supposed to start at 5 o'clock, I packed up my car.
Yeah.
And I went to Landmark because I had to bowl.
Right.
And I bowled fairly well, my fairy friends, and I also got to hang out with Kevin Slice.
He came out to see you?
He came out to see me, and I did not bowl horrible. And, my father-in-law showed up, and I had 2 splits in a row, and then he disappeared, and I rattled off 7 strikes in a row.
Did Kevin bring Scuba Steve with him?
No, he didn't.
How about Scuba St. Eve?
He put Scuba Steve to bed before he came. But
He had 7 strikes in a row?
Well, yeah, that's not a big deal.
It kind of is, because 4 more than that is a perfect game.
Well, they started in the middle of the frame. I mean, the middle of the game into the next one. That's 7 in a row still.
Welcome to the show, Dustin.
Hey, thanks. He said my name, so I thought it was okay I talked.
I want to make it official.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah. You know him from... I'm going to try to name them all.
Let's
You
do
ready?
it.
Drunken Lullabies. You
Yep.
know him from Drunk at the Movies.
Yep.
You know him from The Importance of Seeing Ernest. You know him from Dishing Disney.
Yep.
You know him from IBWIP.
Yep.
You know him from Broken Funny Bone. You know him from this program, Couch Pilots. You know him from Craft Beer Digest.
Oh, I thought he was going to forget that one.
You know him from Karaoke Biggie.
Uh-huh.
There's a bunch of other ones.
Yeah,
Be
there's
Kind
some
Rewind,
other ones
we were on together.
outside of our network.
Yeah, like Be Kind Rewind. We're on that one
Yep,
episode.
I've been on that twice.
Oh, what was the other time you were on
For
that?
Dishing Disney.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Did you and Brianna both be on that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's okay. Sorry.
What was that guy's name? Juan Carlos Pedro?
Yeah, Los.
Los. Okay.
Yeah.
Los Lobos, great band, right?
Thank you.
Discography discussion. May have heard me on that.
No, I've never heard of that one.
Rock and or roll radio.
That's what Reverend Lovejoy said on The Simpsons,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah.
Rock and or roll.
Yep.
Very good.
That's just some of them. Some of the programs.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's been a discussion recently amongst our techs, because the 3 of us and a few other fellas are in a text group.
Yeah. You guys were lighting it up while I was in a movie today.
Bring back Drunken Lullabies.
Yeah. You are the only person that has really expressed this movement.
The sentiment.
Yeah,
Well,
this
I
sentiment.
agreed with it.
Well, I mean, like, I haven't heard from any of the Drunkomaniacs over the past year and a half.
You know what's funny? I will run into people occasionally, and if it comes up that I do podcasting, and if somehow Drunken Lullabies comes up, some people locally know about it. They do. And to me, like, if I brought up Couch Pilots, everyone's like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And that's fine. I told that's all. But people know about, like, you had such a wide reach locally here between all the bands you interviewed, just the different the beer groups you're involved with.
Right.
You brought in so many different people, brewmasters, people, homebrewers, all these different groups. It was really I imagine it was an unbelievable time suck for you.
It was.
To do that. And that wasn't even in the days when you were editing as hard as you're doing now.
And no, Blake edited a lot of those back in the day.
I can't imagine what that would look like now, but if you were to scale back certain things and tighten stuff up, I think Drunken Lullabies, not only did I personally love doing this show, but I think it's very doable again. Do you have any pipe dreams of doing that?
Well, it's one of those things I said it may come back every so often. I don't think it will ever be a regular weekly show. Again, one, it's fucking expensive to find all these beers. But we haven't done the show in like a year and a half, except for that one episode.
The Disappearing Texas episode?
Yeah. So there's been a lot of beers that have come out since then.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of beers to try. It's just I drink a lot of hams lately.
Nice.
I'm drinking Miller Lite now.
You're a ham man.
I'm a ham man.
You have other things to save up money for, and you can't be spending
just a bit. I got some big trips coming up. And
I do want to talk about that because I don't know anything about your big trips, but this is what I'll say. Karaoke Big E, when they started, they did 4 songs an episode. I think they're doing about 3 now. They're trying to tighten things up a little bit on that show as well. They're doing 3. When we first started doing like Drunken Lullabies, I'd have like not 9 full beers, but
eight different beers,
8 or 9 fucking beers.
Yeah.
What says you have to do? Because obviously that's the expensive part.
Yeah, we got down to like 4 beers and then the sponsor spotlight. So it'd be like 5.
That's totally reasonable.
There you go. Yep.
I remember
everybody would just have to bring a beer, I think, to keep it cheap.
Yeah,
absolutely. Why not? Right.
I remember the first episode of Drunken Lullabies.
It was what, like 3 or 4 years ago.
It was just recently,
November of 15.
Yeah. And I had the pictures from that, and I was hanging out. You know?
Yeah, I think Blake Shemansky's wife was there, fully engorged with their first baby.
Yeah, you're
Hudson
right.
just had a birthday.
Yep.
Not too long ago.
So that's cool.
Yeah,
I think you know what would be really cool is do like a retro like FCF. Do like a retro. You know what I mean?
We'd have to get Heather back.
Get Heather back to do. That'd be cool. Like just an IBWIP, a Drunken Lullabies,
Sex with Heather.
Yeah, and
I'm going to imagine that Heather has probably had a lot of sex since then. So she's probably got a lot she could pull from.
She's in the big city now,
especially
right?
with the Me Too movement. That's a gold mine for right.
Man, she missed the boat on that.
Yeah, I think so too.
She was skyrocketing and just I don't have time for this. I have a life.
That's fine.
And all us old guys were like, we got nothing better to do than podcast.
But I think you're right, Dustin. I think she's in Chicago area.
Yeah,
right?
I think I see her on the gram.
I asked her to come down for the 200th episode. She said she wasn't available. This is fine. I expect
she wasn't available when she was in Bloomington.
Right. I hope she's doing well. She was a great addition to the network and the show for while she was here. But you do think that maybe it would come back in some capacity going forward?
It's a possibility. I was actually kind of toying with an idea of doing an update on some of the bands that we featured on the show, and just playing some new tunes and maybe just saying like, hey, here's what's been going on with me lately, and trying a couple beers and stuff. But as far as like a 4 to 5 degenerates sitting around a table talking inappropriately and drinking alcohol, I think that's something that could happen.
To me, that was the heart of the show.
Yeah.
I felt like you got to a point where you're like, oh my, I went to this wrestling event. I went to this live performance. I interviewed this band I loved as a kid. The song of my show, the intro, is Flogging Molly. I get to talk to fucking Flogging. I felt like you kept upping the ante for yourself to where it was impossible to keep up with what you were doing. I don't think it needs to be all
Well, I
that.
ran out of breweries to talk to as well. Like,
but you don't need
they've
that.
closed it. Some of them have
Sure,
closed at this
but you
point.
don't. I don't think you need that. At its heart, it's a bunch of assholes sitting around joking and farting and drinking beers.
Yeah.
I think that's the heart of the show. It's your program.
No, for sure. If you want like educated beer talk, listen to Pints and Provisions. They kind of took the ball and ran with it. They're local guys.
Oh, are they really? Do you know those guys?
Yeah, I know.
Were they ever on the show?
No. Okay. They kind of started their show as I was winding mine down and doing Craft Beer Digest. R.I.P. Rest in Parkinson's.
Yeah.
You can't even find that show anymore. That's a collectible.
Oh, really?
If
I'm still
have
subscribed.
those MP3s and those episodes.
I think you did 16. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. You're not gonna get those anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You ever talk to Brian from White Oak?
I haven't talked to Brian in a little while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
You know what's funny? On occasion, I will go down to Bloomington and I'll go to the 8-Bit Beercade there. They have one in Peoria.
Yeah.
The one in Bloomington, I think, is
bigger.
Is bigger and a little superior. Every time I go there, Brian from White Oak is there.
Yeah,
Every
Brian's a
time.
good dude.
Every fucking time.
I don't make it to Bloomington very often anymore. I'm not doing my beer pickups for Distill.
Right. You try to line those things up, right?
Yeah.
Between the pickups and doing the show with him.
Yep.
Is he still dating that Asian broad?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
That means
at
he
this
knows something.
juncture.
He knows something.
Yeah. What's up, Jackie?
Is that her name? She was the bartender there, right?
Yeah.
At 8-Bit.
Jackie. I don't know the rest of the word. Jackie.
What's your fondest memory of Drunken Lullabies, Blake?
My fondest memory.
Oh, jeez.
Do you want me to say what my fondest memory?
I mean, I did ask.
My fondest memory was an episode I wasn't on, and it got a little rowdy, and I kicked Blake Szymanski out of my house.
Yeah.
At the
happened.
marathon?
Yeah, that was an episode that never got released because we didn't finish the episode.
No,
I think
That was the second of 2 recordings that night.
during the run of Drunken Lullabies, I like to think that I was part of the episode, more episodes than anyone that were not aired.
Yeah,
Right?
probably.
There was that your bottle share. You did a 3rd episode late at night
did.
that was canned.
Yep.
I was part of the one that Szymanski got kicked out for.
I like to do on the show.
I was part of the one that was erased.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So at least 3. I bet 4 or 5.
You're a jinx. Hey, if you bring it back, don't have him on.
Yeah, that's fair to say, I suppose.
It was. I was on a few handful of shows, and they were always a really good time. They were always fun.
Oh yeah.
What I was trying to do was, for a while, I was trying to line up the 4 of us from the first 2 episodes, which was you, myself, Szymanski, and
Tyler, right?
Tyler.
And it just wasn't working out. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to go nuts trying to get this planned. It just seemed like it wasn't happening. I thought that would be the right 4 people to get together for like a flashback episode. The people that started it. Obviously, we would do one here at IBWIP,
Whatever you wanna
Broken
call it.
Funny Bone Studios.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I'm not saying it won't happen in 2020. I got a lot going on, but I think it was something that I was throwing the idea around, and
well, with the
you're putting out the requests.
with the Ernest show that we did the importance of seeing Ernest. There's gonna be a few transition episodes. It's gonna turn into something else.
Big things are coming.
All that stuff is limited run. Those things will end eventually. There's only so much that
Which I think is the way to do podcasts now. I think that
Limited runs.
Limited runs. I think is a great idea. I think that's that's the sweet spot, because you can continue to be creative. You know, somebody can binge, just like a TV show. Somebody can binge 12 episodes or whatever. You know,
I think for the listener that might be ideal, but for the content maker, if their goal is to harness some sort of financial gain from it, I think that makes it more difficult.
No, But
for the listener, that might be ideal.
I think listener and creative wise. You know what I mean? Because
you keep going back to that same well over and over. As far as creative things can start to taper off. Like say if you did 210 episodes of something,
right?
At that point things start to feel like that. Maybe
it's a job. It's more of a job than a passion. Speaking of your 2020 being busy,
Yeah.
one of the big events that you have in 2020, if you don't mind me saying, is you have asked your beautiful girlfriend of a long time to marry you.
Yeah.
And when
that happened.
When is the date?
We are shooting for Oh, it's gonna be hard times when try to pay for this wedding and honeymoon and everything. 7-Eleven is what we're shooting for
So
because
July.
that is
That
our
sounds convenient.
Okay,
Switch.
it's our 5-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna keep the same day. It just happens to fall on a Saturday next year.
I'm glad that you. The reason there's two reasons why I asked, because I wanted you to announce it. You know, because obviously you're happy about it.
Oh, should we have the announcement music?
Yeah. But the other part of it was, I recently scheduled an event in my life, and then
My life.
when I found out that you were going to be on tonight, I was like, oh shit, for some reason, this seems like a conflict. Because it started with a J. It started with a J.
HJ?
No, J. The month started with a J.
Oh, okay.
So I was afraid.
We teased this last week, right?
Oh,
Sure,
okay.
and then you completely cut me off.
For comedic effect.
For sure. That's why I was fine with it.
I've ruined bigger things than this for a laugh.
I've had boners before that you have ruined just for a laugh. But I was worried that it was June 11th, and I would have felt horrible if it was June 11th, because then I would have been in turmoil. But it's July 11th, so I'm good to go.
Yep. You got a month to prepare.
Do you want me to prepare any kind of speech or anything?
Yeah, I know some ideas
find the
have
best
been
way to say no.
thrown around about a podcast at the reception. I can
Oh,
say that
really?
probably will not happen.
No, you got stuff to go do.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You want to stay married? After
Yeah,
this,
we're gonna
right?
have DJ Kebmo on the ones and twos. And
I hope he gives you a discount.
I heard that he was
Yeah.
bringing a 3 too.
really.
At 1s and 2s, pretty typical of DJs. I heard Kevin was bringing.
As
a
long
3.
as he's jamming on the one, that's all
Okay.
I'm worried about.
Fair
But
enough.
I love him on the 2 myself.
Yeah.
You're a 2 boy.
Yeah, I'm a 2 boy.
I'm a 3-man.
It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have some beer. Weed will be legal in Illinois at that point, so I have no idea what else will be going
Wow.
on. But you know,
boy.
it'll be
Yeah.
it'll be a fun event.
Kevin's fully said I'm switching from beer to weed in 2020.
Right, because his dad's his boss. The rest of us can't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know, I mean, I understand. Yes, weed is going to be legal. That's great. I'm all for it. Whatever.
Are you gonna go for it?
No, you can't. I can't because
Some jobs will still test. And
yeah,
stuff.
some tobs are going to still pest.
Oh, I've been at my job for 2 years now. I've never been pested.
My job.
Because it's expensive. That's the only thing you have going for you is it is
Should I do
expensive.
it? Should I smoke some weed? I've never smoked weed before in my life. Like I don't care about it. I don't give a shit about it.
I think you should do it one time.
think I
Yeah,
try
you
it?
should.
You should always do it one time.
Well, one you both say I should.
Kind
do
of
it
like butt
sometime.
sex. You should always do it.
Oh, I've done that. But you guys say
You've had it in your butt before?
I've been ass fucked. Sure, you bet. We've all been babysat. Come on.
We've all been to church, right?
You both say you should at least do it once. Do you get high the first time though? People often say you don't.
If you have the right stuff, I bet you will.
Like New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
Right.
I
got
got
the
lots
right
of
stuff.
hits. Chinese food makes me sick.
But
But I think it's fly when girls.
LaFaux.
Yeah.
I love LaFaux.
there's a
For the summer.
I have a woman that I am married to that I have done marijuana with, and she's like, I never get high. And I was like, what do you mean you never get high? And so we did it. And then I realized why she never get high.
She doesn't inhale.
She doesn't inhale it. So
That's a big part of
so
it.
then the
Yeah.
one time I said, hey, try this gummy bear head.
Yeah, the edibles. That's
Can I blow up your spot or not?
that's sure.
Okay, so I know you like to smoke a little bit from time to time. Kevin, I was talking to Kevin the other night at trivia. So I'll go to Kevin's trivia about every other week. You assholes never come with me, but I go every other week. And Kevin was saying I went to that Twisted concert and I was so nervous. I was so nervous that I was going to get pressured into smoking weed. Like he loves weed. He used to be a pothead, Kevin
Yeah.
did. But he's like he doesn't want to do it now until maybe it's legal. And I don't know what his plans are after that. But he's like, I was so nervous I was going to get offered or like peer pressure into weed. And he said that Dustin's like, hey, you want to hit on this? He's like, no. And Dustin was like, okay, cool. I was like, of course he said it's cool.
Right.
I was like, more for me. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Is this my question for you though? That was the preamble. I apologize for the long preamble. You have a weed dealer right now. right? You get your weed from
Correct,
somewhere.
Correct.
Okay.
There's a source where it comes from.
What does that look like come January 1, 2020?
I mean, I can still go to my buddy's house if I want.
But I mean, the price is going to be high. It's not going to be as regulated and maybe as pure.
Well,
or
here's the
good
thing.
as-
The one stuff is going to be a lot heavier taxed, so it may be cheaper to still go.
So you got that's something you got to kind of feel. That's what I'm interested in, the consumer aspect of the modern day weed
There's
smoker
gonna be
versus dealers and facilities.
There's going to be a lot more options if you go to the one places for sure. Like,
So your buddy, have you talked to him about this?
not like in great detail or whatever.
Is he
but
worried? Is he like, I'm gonna be
I
out of a
don't
fucking
think
job?
so. I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I never ask who the
You know,
people
my,
are, but I'm
my
always
old
curious
record
about
store is still open, and people can get Spotify and stuff. Some people still like doing things how they've always done
The
it.
old school way.
Yeah.
I think it depends on who your dealer is, right? A lot of the lore is the dealer. You ever hear that John Mulaney bit about weed? You know John Mulaney,
Yeah.
that comic? He's like...
Never heard of them.
I never heard of him. But he's like, it's like when you order Chinese food. It's like with a pot dealer. You don't invite the Chinese guy in to have some of the Chinese food with you.
Right.
You don't have to pretend it's cool when he says weird shit to the girls you're hanging out
Right.
with. That's what I'm saying. With weed dealers, I think it depends on who the guy is.
Sure, if you have some shady guy, you're more than ready to go to a store.
Yeah.
Snip,
But
head to the store.
But if you got a buddy that you're good friends with that gives you good shit, why are you unless
And
you got a good situation
why not
going?
both?
Okay.
As the meme girl says.
If you got a good dude that
If I
you're
want to
weed
get some
from,
gummies,
if you got a
which-
good
yeah.
if you got a good dude you're getting weed from, yeah, seriously, shop around a little bit, toy with it, and then maybe you come to your own conclusion. But if you got some fucking creep, you have to buy it from, get rid of that
Yeah.
motherfucker.
there's been a couple of times where I've like I'm gonna text Dustin and I'm like that's a long fucking drive to South Peak.
Oh, come on. It's like 10 minutes.
yeah.
You won't
Yeah.
you won't go 10 minutes for
Maybe some guy will meet you in a Culver's parking lot.
But
showed
the,
his
the
hand
times
there.
I've thought, man, I need to call Dustin about this. There's no way I could drive to South Peak.
Is there an Uber for weed? There will be.
There will
There
be.
probably will
There
be.
will be.
There will be. Like as soon as it's legal,
Weber.
there'll be some sort of app where it's like a hash dash or something.
You know what?
Right?
When I was out in California,
Write down hash dash. That's a great
staying
idea.
at Joshua Tree,
Yeah.
I think I saw a billboard for something like that, some sort of delivery.
Was it
service.
Hash Dash?
I don't know.
That's
I can't
fucking
remember what
brilliant,
it was
right?
called.
You need
but
to
yeah.
you need to put that on a piece of paper and mail it to yourself
Hold on.
ASAP.
Hashtag hash
I'm gonna
dash.
mail- hold on a second.
Hey, everybody, if you heard that, don't
Trademark.
Don't
Trademark.
take that, guys. Don't take that. It's my hash dash is my
Trademark.
idea.
trademark.
Woo to do to do.
I
That's
do
for you,
I do-
Tyler Abercrombie.
I do miss those days.
What do I always say? We're in the good times, right? These are the good times. Those were the good times.
salad years.
These are the good times.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny when people say the salad days. Like
Fucking
I feel,
hate salad.
Yeah, like I mean,
These are the steak years.
I don't mind exactly.
pizza
I don't
years.
mind salad, but steak is the expensive shit. Steak is what you want. Why aren't they called the steak days?
Yeah.
Probably doesn't roll off the tongue.
With salads, I have to make it. I have to be the one to
Toss it.
Boom. What do you toss in your salad?
lots of cheese,
Hell yeah.
lots of bacon.
I
bits.
like jelly. Isn't that a Chris Rock bit?
I don't know that one.
About tossing salads. I like mine with jelly.
green peppers,
All right.
onions,
Really?
I'm out.
croutons, Italian dressing, baby.
Okay.
Me and Molly, we've worked at the same place for like 5 years now. We just recently started going to lunch together. That means going to Pizza Ranch, getting a salad, and leaving.
Oh man, that's a dangerous game. Last time I ate at Pizza Ranch, I didn't make it home
No, it's the salad.
before I had to.
It's the
oh,
salad.
just a salad.
It's to go.
You're not
It's to
getting
go.
the chicken and the
No.
pizza.
I work. You know that I work right across the
Yeah,
street.
no, yeah. They have
Why
a.
don't you have me come have lunch with you?
We don't stay there. We get it to go. We
Why?
just
You work at
because
Perkins?
we don't. I have 30.
Yeah.
I have 30 minutes is all I have. I only have 30 minutes,
I'm
thinking
right
Peoria.
across the street.
but I only have 30 minutes. I go in, get it, get the fuck out.
You know what I
eat
do?
at my desk.
Today I went across the street to La Fiesta. You know where that is?
Yeah.
I just sit at
It's
the
right
bar.
now.
I sit at the bar and have lunch.
How many beers do you have while you're there?
No, I don't have any beers.
We can have 2 on our lunch breaks.
That's cool.
That's crazy. You can seriously have beer?
Technically, yeah.
That's insane.
I did it once during a training day. I was in Bloomington.
Well, I know that you and Derek got fucking loaded at like Schooners one day, right?
That was off clock for me.
That was awesome.
He was still working at the dealership.
Does it say?
then.
Does it say in your your pamphlet that you can have 2 beers during lunch?
There's
Or is
some,
it unspoken? It's unspoken?
It's like I'm sure it's documented somewhere. It's a huge corporation. But yeah, if you go out, you can have 2 drinks. I don't think it specifies what. So
You have 2 doubles? Jack Daniel doubles?
I could go and drink 2 12% Imperial IPAs, come back, and the rest of the afternoon will be fun.
Some barrel-aged shit and come back on 1 foot.
Dustin, you would have been proud of me on Karaoke Big E not too long ago. I was rated at a 9.5.
On the Richter scale?
On the Richter scale. Supposedly I sang a Pearl Jam song. I don't even remember it.
Kevin was gone.
Even flow?
No. It was like Just Breathe or something, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But you would have been proud of me.
That was hilarious.
Oh, from Backspacer? Like it's like a song about dying and stuff?
I guess.
Well, it's a Pearl Jam song, so it's about dying.
Yeah, I just listened to that album yesterday. It's a good
Kevin
song.
was
Absenteeism.
Absentee. And so I was filling in, and then Blake comes down here for the second episode loaded and jumps on. It's worth a listen. It'll be out tomorrow.
Engineer Cody Blake.
Is it tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That'll be out
Jesus.
tomorrow. That'll be fantastic.
Can't wait.
Besides the audio, it's probably a funny show.
I sang a, what's that? The whole show is audio, obviously. I sang a Ben
was
Folds
the-
5 song.
Whatever and ever, amen.
That's from that album, yes.
Battle for Who Could Care Less.
That's
Battle
exactly
for Who
right.
Could Care
God
Less.
damn, that's right. That's exactly what I sang. Very good.
Fuck you too. Give me my money back. You bitch.
I don't know. Is that part of this album?
Was I
My black T-shirt.
No,
that
was
song
I here
for
when
the
you sang?
Dumped
Was I
on the
here when
same
you
album.
sang?
There's only 2 albums by Ben's Fold 5.
No,
right?
there's not.
Ben Folds 5? I thought they only
Ben
had
Folds
2.
5, they have their self-titled. Then they have Whatever and Ever Amen. Then you have Naked Baby Photos.
Oh, Naked
Then
Baby
you have
Photos,
the
that's right.
unauthorized biography of Reinhold Messner.
I
That
don't
was
know
the
that one.
farewell album. Then they came back years later, and there's another album with like a robot on it.
Really? I
And
don't
I
know
own
about
it,
that.
and I can't remember what it's called.
I know Whatever and Naked Baby Photos. That's it. That's
Yep.
all I know.
So, yeah.
Okay. What were you saying, Blake? Blake Clayton?
Yes.
He doesn't like Ben Folds 5.
What were you saying, buddy?
I don't remember. Oh no, I was saying you were talking about the song you sang. I go, you sang a song during the episode?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was there too.
Who'd we call? I know you weren't there because I did. I found out that the next day I looked at my phone and I was like, oh, I took pictures.
Yeah.
I was having a bad day.
Yeah.
Had a bad
Does booze drinking make the day better?
That night, no,
Depends on the type of booze and the type of day.
That's fair.
that did not make it better.
So yeah, Drunken Lullabies may come back eventually.
I hope that it does. It was a lot of fun.
I'm gonna be really proud of this kid here in a minute.
Once, what are you talking about? What kid? Are you talking about things that have nothing to do with what we're talking about?
Last week, Hoover said you need to hire that kid back, our baggage boy.
Baggage Boy?
Eli.
And this is his test. If he follows directions and does what he's
Well, he was working like TSA when I got here.
He is like a security guard now. He's like
He didn't pat me down or anything.
no.
though.
He's like
He's almost a black belt in Kung Fu.
what's the person that like when you go into a restaurant takes your reservation or
hostess.
Concierge.
yeah, he's like a hotel concierge right
Okay.
now, and he's working his way back up to Badger Boy.
All right.
Badger Boy. Fuck.
Once the importance of seeing Ernest and all those related projects are done, will you just have Dishing Disney left?
Well, I mean, shit. The way the Ernest thing is looking for next year, that could be a thing. The Baggage Boy, and ask and ye shall receive.
Bring down some Miller Lights for
At least he's
everyone.
not hugging me in his underwear.
Thank you, sir. Get in your. Hey, you know what?
Take your pants off.
Get in your underwear.
Take your pants off.
Yeah, I got lucky. I landed in the ocean. And
Love you, brother. Thank you very
nice
much.
guy with 2 pilot people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think he just said that Dustin was a nice guy between 2 asshole
Yeah,
people.
probably.
That's fine.
That sounds
Yeah,
about
that's
right.
fine.
But no, the Ernest thing, unfortunately, it may last another couple years now with this.
It could.
This
Yeah.
new life that it's been given.
Well, hopefully you can squeeze some Drunken Lullabies in there.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention something unrelated to everything we've talked about. They say every 7 years or so your body chemistry can change. At work, in the past week, I've noticed that my feet smell bad.
Oh, really?
What the fuck does that mean?
You have a fungal issue?
My feet look clean. I don't see. I seriously don't have any like weird toenail stuff or anything.
Have you been doing foot stuff in the bedroom that you didn't normally
I put
do?
my whole foot in my girlfriend's pussy hole. Does that mean?
Could
No,
contribute.
I didn't do that.
Oh, Blake, you have a question.
We recognize Blake. Go ahead.
Thank you. We had a wet October, a very wet October.
Great band. Doesn't Molly love them?
Yeah.
They're one of her favorites.
They were in Peoria not too long ago.
Oh yeah, did you go see him?
Fuck no, because you know why I won't go see him? Because it was at the Limelight. I won't go to the Limelight to see a band ever
it's
again.
called the Monarch.
I won't ever go to the Monarch to
Why
go
not?
see a band again because you can't
Flat
see
floor.
anything. You
They
can't see
want that
anything.
slope.
You can't see nothing.
Okay. I agree, it's not ideal, but it is the
Not-
mid-sized venue that we need, but that's
for
not
the-
ideal.
The
the
castle has a sloped
For the
floor.
price,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, your feet. We had a wet October. Okay.
Yeah.
You've been walking around in rain.
Right.
You've been walking around in snow.
Right.
Your shoes are just damp and they will not recover. Once they get that stank on them from dampness,
What do I do?
Throw them away.
get new shoes.
No.
Burn them.
No.
You
just because
you
my
bought 3 pairs ago. You bought 3 pairs a year and a half ago. Throw one away.
No. I don't wear those. I wear different boots now. Listen to me. Just because a shoe gets wet, if it can't come back from being wet, then that's a fucking shitty shoe.
No, it's
Yes, it is.
It's constant wetness.
They're not constantly wet. I don't bring them in the house soaking wet, throw them in the sink, fill up the sink, and then put them on before I leave again.
Now, my beautiful fiance and my soon-to-be stepson both have foot perspiration issues. So
Okay.
this is a subject I'm very...
What do I do? Because
Very
I'm at
aware
work,
of.
and if my feet have ever smelled before, I've never noticed it. But for some reason now, I'm like, I think that's my feet. And then
you want to change your socks frequently.
I seriously have 2 pairs of socks a day.
Okay. Also, just like sometimes the socks themselves will start to get like crusty a little bit after you wash them enough. If your feet sweat, you'll be able to feel like when you're doing laundry, like, oh, they're a little stiffer than they should be.
I don't have
Throw them
that.
away then, because then there's like something baked in there.
I don't have that, but I will get new socks just to be on the safe side.
Get some scented insoles.
Sent like the Dr. Scholl insole?
Something like that. At the least, just get some wax melts and just rub them on
Wax
the
melts.
inside.
Okay.
But yeah, they've got some spray stuff that at the end of the day, take your shoes off.
Febreze?
Spray. I don't know. It's something Lysol. I don't know what the hell. But spray it in there. Put your shoes down. Let them air out a
do
bit.
let 'em air
Occasionally wash them if you can.
Throw them in the wash?
Well, for the kid, that's a necessity.
Okay.
I mean, his smell like death.
Ugh. I used to wear, in high school, I had these, I think they were Vans or Airwalks, and I wore them for a little bit without socks.
That's a poor
That was
choice.
awful.
Yeah.
I've never done that since.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was bad. Okay, I'll see about some Febreze and some, you said scented candles?
Yeah.
Okay,
Put some sticks of incense in there.
that'll be fine.
Some Nag Champa.
I'd be happy to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned
You say
on the
knock
fasten
champa?
seatbelts
That was my
sign.
doctor. He removed my pancreas.
Good copay on that.
No copay. No, I will pay for that until I'm dead.
Oh, okay.
I may as well just died from the pancreas.
Yeah.
We shouldn't call Brianna, should we?
Sure.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Jackson's probably at the dinner table still.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
I mean, you
Go
could-
ahead.
You could try.
Well, we had.
Dustin doesn't mind.
Well, this is what I think. We had Brianna on a few months ago.
Brianna.
What is it?
It's Brianna.
it's true.
We had Brianna.
We had a whole
on.
discussion on this week's Dishing Disney about the Anna thing because we watched Frozen.
We did.
And
We
it's
did it.
spelled Anna.
We did it
but
first.
pronounced
We did that bit
Anna.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did that bit first. But we had her on a few months ago, and then shortly after, we're like, "Hey, come back for the 200th episode." She's like, "I'm not coming back."
Yeah, she said no way.
So I was like, maybe she hates us and the show. We should call her and ask her.
I want to know: does she hate us and the show, or hate the show,
good
or
question.
hate us? That's what I want to know.
Good question.
Because whatever happens, happens. But I would like to know one of the 3.
I just want to say that I think Brianna is great.
No, she's great.
I think she's great for you, Dustin, and I'm super excited that you guys have made the decision to spend the rest of your lives together. And I hope that she likes us. But
Or until a judge says,
she does. She likes you guys.
Until the judge says what?
Huh?
Until the judge says,
I grant you a divorce.
Okay.
Now, I've already had one of those.
But he can have more than one, Dustin.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, just ask the master.
This guy knows.
I'm working on number 3, baby.
Oh, shit. Should we call her or not?
You can try. I've sent 2 text messages just now while
2
we were
text
talking.
messages and a microphone.
I have not heard back, but Jackson...
If Jackson's at the dinner table, why can't she answer the phone? Does he need to be fed?
well, depending upon how well he's eating, she may be a little irate. Sometimes...
Ooh, that's
can
even.
take
Hey,
a while.
I love Brianna when she's irate.
Some of my fondest memories of Brianna was when she's really fucking giving it to you on podcasts.
To be honest with you, though, the last time we hung out, it was, and I told this to everyone. I was like, the last time that me and her hung out was the best time I've ever had with her.
Yeah. Well, I do have her number, as it turns out. I forgot I did.
Yeah. You can go ahead and try.
Oh, I should try?
Yeah, go for
There's
it.
no way she's going to answer.
How bizarre.
I've tried. I gave her a heads up. She hasn't responded, so I can't guarantee you're going to get a hold
Maybe
of her.
she's tired of talking to you. You're almost married now, right?
Do the show together. They live together.
Yeah.
She's fucking tired of talking to you, man.
Hey, all I got to say is between now and July, have as much sex as possible.
Yeah, if I was her, I wouldn't answer either.
You've reached the voicemail box.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave her a message.
Whoa.
Well,
That's fine.
Sorry, guys. I tried.
That's fine. No, you did all you can do. Anyway.
She could be bathing, but I didn't get any photos, so I can't confirm. or
Do you get a
deny that.
photo every
Fucking-
time she's bathing?
Yeah, I require it. Just I have to know what she's doing at all times, and she has to send me a photo every 15
Jesus
minutes.
Christ.
God, I wish I had that kind of relationship with my girlfriend.
I wish I had that kind of relationship with a girlfriend.
I subscribe to the Joe Jackson School of Marriage.
Good
you know.
Lord. Michael Jackson's dad or the new wave guy?
Yeah, that guy moving out or stepping out, whatever it's called.
You know what I'm thinking about doing? I'm thinking about converting to the Ike Taylor relationship.
And what is that about?
Just beat your fucking wife till she does what she's supposed
Jesus
to.
She wears a
Christ.
blue dress.
Holy God.
I don't like blue.
Huh.
I don't like blue.
Today we discussed the pilot episode of North Hollywood from the year of our Lord 2011. Now that was a great year.
2011. Dustin, how old were you in 2011?
8 years younger than I am now, so I was 30.
Yeah. I was 30
Well,
as well.
depending upon what time of the year it was, I could have been 29. I don't want to be factually.
We don't
inaccurate.
go in that depth.
No.
Dustin and I are famously about 3 weeks apart
Sure.
in age.
Yeah, it's true.
He's 10-4 and I'm 10-27.
Nice.
Yep.
Mine sounds cooler.
I was 36 at the time.
Yeah. You missed that? This is square root, right?
Huh? Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm all about that square
Six
root.
squared.
All about that square. Square root. Square root. I think this is about the time I met Molly.
And where are you with that right now?
Huh?
Can you guys come back from the hole that you've dug? Like? What are you looking at?
Is there a ghost over there?
I'm just a ghost in this house. I love my wife. That's all I'm going to say about that. It is soothing. That would have been a good podcast. That's one podcast that never got made that would have been a good podcast.
What?
The
I thought-
clown one?
No, I thought that was for Matt's show. Yeah, it was.
This is a soundbite.
Matt
that-
Libs?
Yeah, it was a Matt Libs soundbite.
Yeah, there's a Twitter page.
This is a soundbite that Matt requested to be on this tablet for when he hosted the show with Kevin.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was one of the ones.
No,
with-
this is Matt's intro. Let me see if I can find it here. It is on here, right?
I don't know anymore.
That's hard times, Daddy. Woo!
It used to be on here. Where the fuck is it?
North Hollywood.
I don't know why that's only in 1 year. I don't understand it. It was not recorded that way. Hey, everybody. This is Dustin.
And Brianna.
We're a couple who love all things.
It used to be on here.
We decided to sit down twice
you-
a
what
month
did you
to
do with
discuss
it?
and analyze a variety of Disney films.
We don't
and
play
topics.
commercials anymore,
With a
but I
grown-up's
played Couch
perspective
Pilots on
Well,
a new
thank you.
episode.
I can't wait to
For
be
old
on
time's sake.
in January. I can't wait to be on.
It's gonna be fun, man. It'll be rehashing. Oh yeah, they don't know what we're talking about.
That's good. That's fine.
Okay.
You know what, Dustin? Nobody
Fuck 'em.
listens.
No, I listen.
Fuck it, Bernadette. Speaking of co-op, so if I've got 2 boxes,
Oh, is this the guy that goes around the baseball stadiums and has all the food?
Yeah.
What was his name again?
The Chiefs.
The IPWIP character.
Which one is this?
He would visit all the baseball stadiums. And
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh no, that was the guy. That was the Yankees fan who fell asleep at the game. Yeah, that's right. That first one we did with him was, I thought, really funny. This is a really fucking long.
Oh yeah, it's
rock
very
game.
long.
Does it play the whole song?
I faded out.
It's 1, 2, 3 strikes.
You have Jeopardy?
Huh?
You have Jeopardy on here, but it's spelled wrong.
I know it. I know it is.
R.I.P. Alex Trebek.
And we're never doing sound bites again.
On this show?
No.
Did you try it on Giaba?
Oh yeah.
It didn't work?
No, it didn't. It didn't
Why
work
not?
it out because by doing it put one mic in a left ear and one mic in a right ear. I don't like that.
That sounds like a technical problem, though.
That's the funny, right? That's the funny
That's
part.
for bowling, right?
Right. That's the bit. That's what makes it funny, right?
All right.
When are you going to have Dustin on that show?
He won't. He's never available.
Okay, here's the thing. He asked me to do it one time, and it was while I was in line at Six Flags to ride the Ninja. And he's like, hey.
That's an old school ride.
It is. It was the loop-de-loos and everything.
I used to go there in the 90s.
And he messages me at like 6:30 on a Saturday night, like, hey, can you bowl tomorrow? And I'm like, well, shit, I'd love to, but we already had plans. I need a little bit more than 12 hours notice.
Get him on an upcoming episode.
I'm gonna get him on an episode that's gonna be recorded in December, but it's for February.
And it'll be deleted.
No.
No?
He's gonna be on a Valentine's. Him and Brianna should be on a Valentine's Day.
Hey,
That'd be good.
we were
That'd
just
be
talking
great.
about bowling last night, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Where? Sunset?
Where? We were in a car, but like we were talking about, we haven't bowled in a while. So yeah, that would probably be an easy sell. However, it's called Guys in a Bowling Alley, and she is definitely
I've
not a guy.
had more women on than I've had men.
I've seen, and I was confused by the name of the show. Is it like a Vern type of thing? We are all Vern, we are all guys.
Vern is genderless.
Okay.
I was on with two broads who had never done a podcast before. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both coming on to me pretty hard.
Stephanie was great. Stephanie was great for never being on a podcast before. I think she was great.
Oh, so
if you
not
go back and
Stephanie,
listen,
good.
yeah,
not Mrs. Clark.
Not Stephanie Clark. No, it was the woman who she owns. Right?
yeah.
She
Oh,
owns
yes,
the,
Motorhead. Yeah.
Time to play the game.
I got to hear the song live. Jackie Robinson.
It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control. And if you can take
Hey guys, give me some water to spit out.
and if you can play it, it's all about playing.
All right, we're at 42 minutes. We'll hurry up. Here.
It's not hurry. It's just like,
Stephanie McMahon. That's his wife.
All right. So 2011. It's not that year now,
no.
right? We talk about a lot of years. Like it doesn't seem like that long ago. 2011. It really doesn't seem that long. It's 8 years ago at this point.
I was
Almost
still
9.
married, and you guys were complete strangers.
And that's almost all it needs to be
Well,
said.
I mean, Jason wouldn't have been a complete stranger, but Blake would have been.
Oh, why is that?
Well, because ICC days.
But you didn't know me then. You didn't recognize me, right?
Well, that's the thing.
recognize.
Like we could have, like, we knew peripherally.
I've seen you.
Yeah,
I remember seeing you. I'm
It's
sure you don't remember
I
seeing
saw
me.
you. I saw you.
I saw you.
seen it.
And the
I seen you.
the reason I
I
remember
seen you.
seeing Dustin is because I knew Shayna from going to high school. I went to a Halloween party at Shayna's house.
Hey,
in like kindergarten.
I don't know if are we Eskimo brothers?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Jesus Christ. No.
Well, I heard about her in high school, so
no.
Ooh.
Oh, I honestly don't know about that. Her and I ran different circles. But what I will say is that I've known her since kindergarten.
yeah.
And I remember seeing her in high school with a fella that had pink hair, which turned out to be you.
I didn't
right?
have pink hair. I had blue hair. I had black hair.
Okay, it's
I
probably
had
blue hair.
Yellow hair.
This is probably blue. But this is one of the things I always say. It's like, if I remember seeing you before I met you, That is very interesting to me.
Sure, because
But when I said that to Dustin, he was like, yeah, that's fine.
Whatever.
I was like, no. How often do you remember seeing someone before you meet them?
Right.
I remember seeing you with Shayna. He's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you make a bigger deal out of that than you are doing. And he didn't. He never did.
Sorry.
Fuck that guy, right?
But I look like some stupid fucking boner, so I'm sure he didn't remember me at all. But I do
You
remember
look
seeing
like a boner?
I'm a big deal, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How did you look like a boner? What,
completely shaved. I was naked all the time.
Circumcision haircut.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have one of those?
had a
Sure.
King Arthur, right? Is that what it's called?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. It's called the King Arthur.
Monk. Tony Shalhoub.
It's called the Shalhoub. Yeah.
Tony Scarpacci.
Let's talk about things that happened in 2011. Let's go back there
In our minds.
And to do so, we'll talk about things that happened that year, including the world's first synthetic organ transplant was successfully completed in Sweden when the surgeons transplanted a completely synthetic trachea into a patient.
Where's your trachea at? That's in your throat? Oh, yeah. I got a lot of girls need a trachea transplant.
Is that right?
You wrecked some tracheas in your day.
What nickname?
I'm not
would
gonna.
it be?
I'm not gonna spell.
Wrecked them. Damn near gagged them.
I'm not gonna spell it right, but I'll write it down.
In the future, synthetic transplants like the Terminator, are they going to be like robots, or do you think they're going to be like organic by way of stem cells?
I think it's gonna be like the new Burger King burger. It's like it's not real.
All of our insides will be made of vegetables.
Yeah, in like
Impossible.
in blood capsules. In blood capsules.
In Band-Aids and Courtney Cox.
We didn't get there yet.
Oh, sorry.
It'll be we'll have vegan inside parts. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying stuff's not going to be real.
2011, Apple releases the iPhone 4S on October 14th, only 9 days after the death of co-founder Steve Jobs,
Yep.
or R.I.P. J.O.B., right?
So the 11 is out now. It has 3 cameras.
Yeah.
And my wife goes,
Why do you need 3?
Here. Let me get there. So we just finished paying off both of our phones,
Sure.
which takes forever now.
Right.
Same thing as paying off your car. As soon as you pay off your car, something goes wrong with it.
Nothing's wrong with her phone. But she goes, I want the new iPhone 11 because it's got 3 phones. And I was
Three cameras.
3 cameras. And I said, you've never, ever once, since I've known you, taken a good picture with your cell phone. Now you're going to take 3 bad ones.
You don't even use your second camera!
Yeah. I'd be able to call bullshit on
For $1,100,
Brianna, too.
for $1,100, you want a phone where you can take 3 types of shitty pictures.
Yeah.
And so I think I got her to lay low for a while, you know? And then we were at the Moose the other night, and my friend Terry, it was his birthday, and he had this big glowing phone, right?
Happy birthday, Terry.
And she's like, "What? Let me see that." And he's like, "It's a iPhone 11 with the 3 cameras." And she's like, "Oh!" And she took a picture of herself with the iPhone 11.
Sure.
Fucking sucked.
Did she do it selfie mode?
Yeah, but
because
still-
then that's not using the
There's
3
only one
cameras.
But
camera.
still,
Yeah, that's true.
But still, I'm not paying $1,100 for a phone.
God damn it, yes, you will.
I will.
What do you don't have an iPhone right now.
I will never have an iPhone.
I have one.
I will
What do you
never
have?
have an
You
iPhone.
have the SE?
I have whatever this one is. I think it's a 6, maybe a 7.
That's about the time mine is. Mine's an SE.
Never do it. I'll never do it.
It needs an update. The battery drains if it's cold out. The speaker sucks.
I can't
but
make
it's
direct.
paid off and
Yeah.
it works.
Right, because
So-
right now our cell phone bill is $252 a month.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
But that was our last payments on both our phones is coming up, right? So it's going to be like $100. I mean,
Blake, they
Easy
know
Street.
what they're doing. They know what they're
I
doing.
know they
They're
do.
not
They
made
know
to
by the
last.
time. Remember the days it would be like, oh, I want a new phone. Okay, sign another 2-year contract. We'll give you the phone for 85 cents. Oh, that's wonderful. Those days are gone.
Sure.
There are no more
'Cause they're too
discounts on
expensive.
phones.
Because the phones are too expensive.
Unless you traded
computers.
shit, or unless you're trading in, or a Black Friday deal, there are no more deals on phones. They know that you want the phone, the newest phone. You're gonna pay out the ass for it, and they know that by the time your contract's done, or by the time you're done paying shit off, the battery's gonna be shit, and the hype for the new phone's gonna be so much
And
that
I
you have
can't
to get a new one.
I
The
can't
cycle
trade in a
continues.
phone because there's too much incriminating evidence on my phone.
Honestly, I've never traded in a phone for the exact same reason.
This Pixel, it's a Pixel 2.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm not turning it in until it doesn't work.
You have
anymore.
enough issues with your phone companies, as everybody knows.
That's
in
true.
the
Well
past.
documented. Yeah.
There's been almost arrests.
Yeah.
Well, the other day I went in there. Well, 2 weeks ago I went in there because I did have a problem, and the Verizon guy was all chill. It was of all the times I've dealt with Verizon over the past 30 years.
Had some problems.
I've had a lot of problems. This guy was like, "Oh yeah, we'll try this. Oh, it didn't work. We'll try this. Didn't work. You know what?" Goes in the back, gets a new SIM card, plops it in.
Boom.
Didn't charge me nothing. Just like, there you go. That was your problem. I was like, dude, thank you, 45.
Did you hug him?
Thank you, 45-year-old guy who works at Verizon. You fucking loser.
Yeah, I took mine to fix my gadget because mine wasn't charging.
Yeah.
And it turns out there was just a bunch of like dust and shit built up in the port, and he like
Dust in the port.
blew it out, and it took him like 30 seconds, and then my phone worked fine since then. And we were going to upgrade my phone because it wasn't able to charge, and it's just like the equivalent of belly button lint in your phone.
I've done. I just stick a wooden toothpick in there, and you can
Yeah,
pick
I
out
tried
pocket
doing
lint.
that, and it didn't work.
Really?
I think it compacted it more.
He was banging.
compacted
He was
like
banging
a-
that charger so hard.
Yeah, I was
It
just shoving
impacted
that
lint into it.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah, it's good.
that's such a 2011 thing to do.
December 29th, Samoa and Tuvalu moved from east to west of the international dateline,
How can you do that?
thereby skipping December 30th in order to align their time zones better with their main trading partners.
Huh?
What?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I don't.
The international dateline is in the Pacific Ocean, like
Sure.
in the middle there.
Everybody knows that.
There's a couple like islands, I guess, that they're like, we're going to go from one side to the other. So like when they did that, they skipped an entire day.
Do they have an international 2020 and an international primetime live too?
Whew, that's a good question. Is Hugh Downs still on
I
2020?
am Juan Downs, and this is International 2020.
I love Hugh Downs.
Bante Bante.
Is he still alive?
I think so.
Yeah. I used to every Friday night. I used to watch Hugh Downs on 2020. Are you eyeballing the clock here? We'll move along. I'm sorry. So we're Dustin and I were 30. You were 36. Dustin, do you know why we choose to watch North Hollywood?
Because it was a show you guys haven't watched yet.
He's just fucking with us.
I was gonna say, do not fuck with us, please.
This is an interesting facts. I'm still in the I can fuck around portion of the program.
You know what? You're right. Fuck around a little bit.
All right, so there's 3 stipulations. One, it has to be on Vimeo. You know what to Dimeo. Correct? VIP? Awesome! There we go. Rule number 2, it has to feature a character actor that you watch it and you're like, I know that guy from something, but I can't figure out what. And 3, there has to be a cast member of Mad TV involved.
Can't do it.
That's pretty close.
Look what I can do.
That's pretty close.
Everything he said was accurate as it pertains to the show, but not necessarily accurate as it pertains to why we chose it. Blake,
Sure.
you want to clean it up a little bit?
Yeah, it was a pilot that was made, and whether it aired or not is irrelevant, but there was only one made. Number 2, we had to find it on the interwebs. And number 3, it had to be free, baby.
That's right. So you're probably asking yourself, where can I find the entire episode
I just
of North
told him.
Hollywood to
It was
watch
on
for
Vimeo.
yourself? That's not accurate. You can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to bobstevenson.com. And Dustin?
I watched it on my Roku on Vimeo by typing in Bob Stevenson.
You have a Roku and you can get Vimeo?
Yeah, they
Is
have
that-
an app.
They do?
Yeah, Vimeo. You know what to Hemio?
Okay, so you're a Dish and Disney guy, right?
That's correct.
So tomorrow at 6 a.m.,
Oh, is that when it launches?
can I get...
I was
can
gonna
I-
stay up till midnight.
I
guess
have
I don't need to.
I have Hulu.
You know
Can
what
I
to
get
do, Lou.
Can I get the package deal with ESPN Plus?
Yeah, I've been waiting to sign
How-
up for it.
but
It
how much is
doesn't
it?
launch until tomorrow. It's $12.99. That's
For
the
all
whole
3 of them?
reason. Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
signed up yet because we already have a Hulu
So
account.
if you already have a Hulu account,
Yep. Live long and prosper.
it'll give me an option to do that.
Yeah,
Or?
you should be able to sign up and get the package for $12.99.
All right.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, Brian, this is Jason. How are you?
Good, Jason.
Hi.
How are you? Hi.
I'm good. I'm here with Dustin and Blake. We're recording Couch Pilots, of course. We just wanted to give you a call. Did Jackson finish his dinner?
He is now finished with his dinner.
Did-
Ate
did-
every last bite.
Wow, only took 45 minutes.
Did she have to feed it to him?
Did you have to feed it to him?
Not tonight, no.
Did she eat it and then puke it in his mouth like a bird?
Blake wants to know if you baby birded it to him.
Yeah, like regurgitate. Yeah, here's Jackson too. Did I have to chew up your food and feed it to you?
No.
No. He's all proud of himself.
That seemed like a ridiculous. That seemed like a ridiculous question, but you answered it very seriously.
I knew I did.
Has that young man been practicing his origami?
Have you been practicing? He has not.
Okay, well, he needs to get on that. I bought him a book.
The baggage boy is into
He
origami.
said the book that you got him is too hard.
Oh, come on. YouTube it, young man. Okay, are you excited about Disney Plus or what?
Very excited. Yeah, we haven't gotten to watch anything on it yet.
Because
Well, no, it hasn't even launched yet.
No, it launches tomorrow as the time of this recording.
actually, it launched
We're in the future.
It launched like 4 weeks ago.
I've been to the website and it says, what's all the launch material that's going to be on there? And there's a ton of stuff. I'm sure you've seen that. What are you most excited for on launch day?
I'm really just excited for Dustin to hook everything up for me.
How are you guys? Are you guys watching that through Roku or what? How are you seeing that?
It's Roku in one room and Amazon Firebox in the other.
Yeah, we have
Right?
a firebox.
I love a good firebox.
Do you guys know? Is it going to be on Apple TV or not?
No idea.
Ugh.
Probably.
Okay, good. I kind of want it too.
think so.
It's like $6.99 a month, right? It's like dirt cheap.
Yep.
God, that's so smart. They're gonna fucking rake it in. I'm sorry. Is everyone on speakerphone? I don't want to curse in front of the boy.
I'm upstairs.
Okay, good. Now that you're upstairs, we recently had our 200th episode celebration, and you allowed Dustin to be here for that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
You 100% were invited. Are you off-put by your last visit here, or can you talk to why you weren't here for that? Because we talked about what was that? Who's that fucking guy? That comedian she saw. What's his name?
Oh, Pauly Shore.
Yes. We talked about that and maybe some things that were maybe uncomfortable for you. We weren't trying to make you uncomfortable. I thought Brianna really fucking hates us now.
And then I was like, I think Brianna hates us and the show. And then you were like, maybe Brianna just hates.
Yeah. Can you please elaborate?
You guys.
Yeah. Do you hate
No.
us then?
No.
It's Blake's off right. Is it Blake? You can tell me if it's Blake. It's okay.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely more Jason.
That's fine. I get that a lot.
For sure.
Okay, yeah, I get that quite a bit.
I have a question for her.
Okay, go ahead.
Brianna, at the wedding reception, are me and Jason going to get good seating or bad seating?
Oh, I thought we would just kind of throw the placement cards up in the air and let them fall where they lie.
Smart.
You know?
So that's bad.
Blake, you're going to be under a table.
Ooh,
You know what?
I know you will.
by his own volition, yeah.
I might be. Don't invite my wife, by the way.
Oh, really? You're going to the wedding, but your wife?
Well, you
can't
get a
go to the
plus
wedding.
one. I guess it's up to you if you want to use it on Molly or not.
Yeah, I suppose that's right.
He's using it on Molly.
Okay. All right.
Smart. See, this is a smart lady.
No, because I think you guys probably got some single friends.
Oh, Blake.
No, we really don't.
You ruined the bit, guys.
we are the single friends.
You guys ruined the bit.
But not anymore.
Earlier, Dustin, we've been talking to Dustin for a while. We were catching up with him, but he had mentioned that there's a couple of big trips coming up. What are one of those trips?
Oh, for us?
Yeah.
We're going to Atlanta
To do what?
Visit Medea.
just to go for Christmas.
Oh, this Christmas, so in a few weeks from now. So you're going down there just to like hang around, or what?
Well, yeah, we have the week of Christmas off. When's that ever going to happen again?
Do
Both of
you
us
have
having
like
the whole
friends or
week.
family down there?
No.
Well, what do you want to do?
No.
What's taking you to Atlanta? What do you want to do down there?
We're going to the aquarium,
Okay.
the Georgia Aquarium, and World of Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Blake
no.
says- Blake
no.
Blake says no.
He's a
You
Pepsi
can
boy.
try
No.
Coca-Cola from
No.
around the world.
Listen, I recently listened to the whole month of October on Doughboys. They were in Atlanta, and they talked about how bad it is. It is not worth going to. I'm trying to save you money.
I've been there
I
before.
just want to save you money.
I'm trying. Excuse me. I want you to have a better dress. I'm sorry.
You've been there before, Dustin?
Yeah, when I was in high school.
And you
We're
said-
taking the kids for Christmas. We're not buying them presents this year.
Yeah.
We're taking them on a trip.
Okay.
We've
Making memories instead of
you know what, we've done that before. That's
buying
better.
garbage that's going to end up in a Goodwill.
Yeah.
I think
That was not well received by some family members.
well, you know what? It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's more about experiences, stuff that they can store in their brain rather than put in there on a shelf. And
we're going to go to a Six Flags down there.
Oh, really?
It'll be decorated for Christmas, ride some roller coasters in the snow.
Awesome.
But not really, because it shouldn't snow there.
Shouldn't snow there.
You just jinx yourself.
Yep, we'll see.
Well, that's
Right,
I
it
didn't
just
know that.
snowed on Halloween here.
Yeah.
Oh God, Ugh. Ruined Halloween. Okay, what are you smoking? What? Oh, you want to go smoke, Blake?
Yeah.
Go smoke.
All right.
All right, Blake's gonna leave. He's gonna go smoke. All right. Well, we'll let you.
Okay.
We'll let you go, Brianna. Thank you for calling me back. I appreciate. No, go ahead. I don't want to keep her. Go ahead and smoke. Dustin and I will keep it. You're gonna sit down now.
Blake, don't leave me with them.
You know what?
I'm coming home to you.
Ooh.
Me too.
Me three.
Have fun.
It's gonna be a warm bed tonight.
Have a great trip in Georgia. I might see you before then with the Ernest podcast. But thank you for calling us back.
Have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.
I think what we got out of that was that she doesn't like you. That's
I know she doesn't like me. That's fine.
I know she hates me. It's fine. It's
Whatever.
me. I absorb it. I have about a 13 to 15 minute soundbite of her just fucking
railing you.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, she doesn't remember it.
You know, when I play it back, I'm like, this is like both my divorces.
Summary of the pilot. Phil, who works at Cinescape, is trying to deal with his boss and his friends while dealing with a domestic thing at home. I don't know. I just made that up. I can't find anything about this show. There's nothing about that.
I'll give you an A minus.
I'll take it. Interesting facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Interesting Facts. Please bow to the sire himself. Jason has looked on the internet. He's scoured it. He's got bloody knuckles. He's find facts that nobody knows. Don't explain. Don't mansplain, first of all. Don't mansplain these facts to anybody. Don't talk to anybody about them because your opinion doesn't fucking matter.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
Thank you. Jason, proceed.
Yeah, don't mansplain me. Come on.
There's on Netflix, the guy from Saturday Night Live, old
Chris Parnell,
no,
Chevy Chase,
he's got a new special.
Ted Nugent,
Seth
Rollins.
Seth Meyers has. You're right. He has a new special. That's right.
To be honest with you, I thought it was gonna suck. It was very good.
Did you skip the political jokes? I heard that was a feature.
Well, no, I went out to smoke and I came back in. You know, and he was talking about Trump. That's why I liked it, because I thought it was going to be all political jokes.
Right.
It was a very small segment, and he was doing a bit about politicalness, and came back out, listened to it. The next day, I said, that was really a good stand-up. She goes, it was good until he talked about how he was a Trump supporter. I was like, I think you didn't get the context.
I really don't think he's a Trump
exactly.
supporter.
And
I
she goes,
haven't
nope.
seen it, but
she
I
goes,
don't
no,
think he is.
He said he was. I was like, you didn't listen to what I listened to before I went out and smoked.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know much about it. I saw that it
I was
exists,
impressed.
But I don't think he's a Trump supporter.
No, she's
It's odd because
retarded.
he started as a performer on SNL in the mid-aughts.
Performer.
He's also got Mashooby Gobble Blam. I lick you boom boom down.
But he wasn't a standout performer until he hit Weekend Update, in which he was a writer heavily for, and then a head writer for the show. But I never knew him to be a stand-up.
His brother was on that 70s show as
That's right. Josh?
Ashram Kitchen's replacement.
Ashram Creatures, that's right. His name is Josh Myers, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but yeah, he's not really a stand-up. But if you take a look at like Weekend Update and like every monologue he's done for the past 4 years on his show, that can kind of be stand-up. So.
He did I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would watch it. I'd check
I haven't
it out.
seen it yet, so I can't speak of it.
Interesting facts. We'll go through this. This is a very specific pilot that we're talking
For sure.
about today. The pilot was never aired. It was written by and stars Bob Stevenson. You may know him from Fight Club, Lady Bird, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Glow. Bob Stevenson's one of those guys who...
Which character was he?
I don't know.
All of them.
I don't know. But
I think he was Phil.
he may... Oh, in the show? In the show we watched today?
I wanna,
Yes, he was Phil.
Thank you. High five that shit.
He's one of those guys where it's like he flies under the radar.
Sure.
If you look at his IMDb, he's been in a million things.
Yeah, he's not a Stephen Tobolowsky.
No, he's not quite to that level. He's not Tobolowsky level.
But he's still one of the... Oh, that guy.
Oh, that's it. The first step's a doozy.
Yeah. Bing!
Yeah, that's right. Directed by Gus B. You may know him as a director from popular TV shows such as Supernatural, Arrow, Criminal Minds, and Veronica Mars.
And you may be familiar with his sister Cardi.
Yeah, I love that Cardi B. That's right. Also written by and starring Matt Winston. He played Gary on the program. You may know him from Little Miss Sunshine, Jurassic Park, Artificial Intelligence, and Halloween Hatoh.
One of the best
I'm sorry.
velociraptors I've ever seen.
H2O. Yes, fantastic. It's him and who's
Nedry.
that? Who's that other guy that does all
Wayne
that?
Knight.
Wayne Knight.
He was...
That's not what I was thinking of. Twitter responses.
Twitter responses.
Oh, wow, a shortened version. Mm-hmm. This is the part of the show where we say, hey, we're couch pilots. We watch TV shows that had one episode. We try to talk to the creators, the writers, the directors, producers, actors, everyone involved with the show who will give us some inside information. We reached out to people from this program. Bob Stevenson himself actually responded to us.
Whoa.
What? We said, greeting from Couch Pilots. You have any fun or interesting stuff you want to talk about with the show? He says, hey there. What? My drunkenness?
That was the sloppiest you've ever done there.
Well, I feel like I just said all that
You're
shit.
like, Bob's sci-fi 2 pickles.
Is he going to be your new Greg Garcia?
We'll see. But yeah, so we talk about TV shows that had only one episode. We have the link here, but we're unable to find out much about it. We're wondering if you had any fun or interesting info you'd be willing to share. Thanks. Hope to hear from you. He says, hey there. Thanks for asking about North Hollywood. What would you like to know? Glad to answer any questions about it. And again, this is Bob Stevenson, the writer of the show, the star. He is the main focus. He is Phil. I said, thanks for getting back with me. We're recording tomorrow, so I'm really digging in and preparing for the show today, but I'm hard up to find much information about North Hollywood. Why is it not on IMDb? How did this project come about? He says, we made it ourselves. Matt Winston, again, who plays Gary, him and I wrote and paid to produce it when it was a script and got a lot of attention from Kelsey Grammer's company, Gramnet, and Paramount was very involved. And then it went to Worldwide Pants, which is David Letterman's production company. And then, like so many projects out there, for whatever reason, it just went cold. So we decided to make it ourselves. We shot it over 4 days. We had an amazing crew. I still have a real soft spot for that one. I would love to get it going again. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
I said, having written and starred in it, I can definitely see how it would be so important to you and why you'd love to give it another go. If you were to try and sell the pilot again, would you reboot or reshoot rather? Is there anything you would change? He said maybe like a sizzle reel of the pilot, tighten it up, make it quicker and easier for the execs to watch. I said, that totally lines up with people's attention spans. One last question, if you don't mind. Scrolling through your IMDb, you were in one of my favorite movies of the past year, A Futile and Stupid Gesture. How was it working with David Wayne?
That's the National Lampoon's one?
That's right, starring Will Forte.
Yeah.
He says, David Wayne, he said, he's great. He's such a smart director. He knows exactly what he wants, and he's so invested in what he's doing. I wish I could work with him more often. I said, very cool. Thank you so much for your time and answering my questions. Continuing success to you. And here's hoping North Hollywood receives a new life. He says, thank you so much. Let me know if you have any other questions down the line. And I did. I said, Mr. Stevenson, I forgot to ask, when North Hollywood was made, our recording got pushed back, and I need to update my notes. Sorry, I forgot to ask before. He said, geez, that's a good question. It's funny because I literally bumped into a Paramount exec just this morning that worked on it with us. It must have been 2011. I just sent him another pilot I recently finished, and he wanted to read it. Small world. I said, no doubt. Thanks for your quick response. The episode about North Hollywood will be out in a few weeks. Thank you, and good luck with the new pilot. I hope that it gets made.
Awesome. Thank you, Bob Stevens.
Yeah.
Big time. We haven't had a lot of Twitter responses lately.
There's that, and I mean, but he is the prime suspect for a Twitter response. This is a person who is so invested with the writing and the starring in of this program. This is exactly not only the person that you want to respond, but also the person that would respond because he has so much invested in it.
Sure.
Right? So thank you, Bob Stevenson, very much.
The baggage boy, what are you doing?
The baggage boy
He's
is
practicing his
Eli.
Quicksilver 1 poses.
I'm reading.
What are you reading?
He doesn't know how to read.
What do you?
Knowledge.
Let's do an aviation question today. Are you ready for this, Mike?
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Smart Pants, stay in here.
Why do you want the baggage boy back in here?
Because it's an aviation question. I want to see if he knows it.
Okay, what is the
Your
oldest
job depends on
What
it.
is the oldest airline still operating under the same name today? Do you know what that is? Well, hold on. Let's start with Dustin.
Boeing.
Boeing?
American Airlines.
Okay, what do you think the answer is? Speak right into the mic here.
The KLM Royal Dutch Airlines?
Yeah, that's exactly right. They were established in 1919. Thank you, and celebrating 100 years this year. Very good. You know what, Eli? You're rehired as the baggage boy. You're back in.
He's back.
Yes.
I didn't even realize he had taken off with us. Or, was on the plane. Oh, here we go.
It's only in one ear.
Yep. I'll be in your other.
Will you
Hi,
send me
this is
another one?
Dustin.
And Brianna.
It's
We're a couple
only one
who
ear.
love all things Disney. We decided to sit
Like
down
a
twice a
Pet
month to discuss
Cemetery
and
album
analyze
from
a
the Beach
variety
Boys.
of Disney films
We
and
just do
topics
half mono.
with a grown-up's perspective
That's what we
and
like.
an adult.
Who doesn't like half mono? I mean,
Dishing Disney
if I'm
will
with
give
a lady
film
in the
reviews
middle of
with
the
the
night,
memories
I
of a
love
child
half
My daughter's
filtered
half
through an
mono,
adult
I think.
frame of mind. We've noticed some things about our beloved Disney movies that we didn't pick up on as kids, and now we want to talk about them. Plus, we'll do a bonus top 5 episode every month where we make
You
our
still do the
ultimate
bonus top
lineups
fives?
regarding
Actually,
the
we
topic
just
of the
addressed
day.
that on the new episode.
So wish upon a
we're
star,
taking a break
give
on
a little
those,
whistle,
just doing the movie
and be a
episodes.
part of our world as we explore the wonderful world of Disney together.
Hi ho.
This is Dishing Disney.
Hi ho. Hi ho. Hi ho.
go back.
Would I have it in both ears? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What?
No,
what's
just you killed the bit. That's exactly what I was going to say.
All right, well, let's send. This is a 25-minute pilot, so let's go ahead and set the clock here for 10 minutes. We'll discuss in detail the plot to North Hollywood. Blake, you got a finger up. Let's start with you.
Kenny Rogers.
Roasters?
That was good stuff.
No, Kenny Rogers is playing on Phil's radio.
Oh,
when
the
he
gambler.
Yep. No, I don't think it's no. It was something else. It wasn't the gambler.
Islands in the Stream.
Islands in with Dolly Parton. And
See what
so
condition my condition was in.
there's a guy asleep in his car, and that's Phil.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, it's Phil.
A newspaper hits the windshield and wakes him up. I will say, even newer pilots, sometimes we get shitty versions of. This is the
This is a very good-
high-quality
yes,
version.
very
It's
high
on
quality.
Vimeo.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't see it on Vimeo.
You know
much
how I
of-
found out it was on Vimeo?
did
I
you
went to the website. I clicked on the link.
Yeah.
And then I full screened it.
Sure.
And then it said exit Vimeo when I went to make it smaller. And I was like, well, shit, I'll just watch it on my TV. So I shut it off on my computer and I pulled up my Vimeo app and typed in North Hollywood. And wouldn't you know, right there it was. And I watched it on my TV.
I had to mirror it from my phone, and I had to do it from his website.
I'm sorry, Bob. If I would have known it was on Vimeo, I would have watched it on Vimeo.
Sorry, Bob.
Sorry, Bob. And we see Brian, who is living in the garage.
Hackett?
And his no,
I wish.
Brian. What's the actor's name for that plays Brian?
I don't know.
This guy, I've seen him on a couple television shows. I love him. I see him on a commercial. I don't know. I don't remember. It's an insurance maybe commercial, but he's like the wife is talking about him feeling like an old man, and he gets the Werther's. I love this guy. I didn't do enough research, but I've seen him on a couple of shows.
This isn't in IMDb, so
No,
it's difficult. I
yeah.
have to go to like their credits and fart around with it.
But
It's
I
tough.
love this guy. I've seen him on. There's God damn it. He's on a TV series that was on FX.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
No. And I saw him on the commercial. I love this guy.
Brian is
Sorry.
He's Phil's little brother. He's
Yep.
living in his garage.
We don't know why.
Because he's broke.
Well, and we find out that Phil's a married guy, but him and his wife Elizabeth had a huge fight, and now Phil's out of the house.
What was his wife's name?
Elizabeth.
Molly?
Molly?
Oh, okay.
That was Elizabeth.
Oh, okay. I'm
Elizabeth?
sorry. I wrote the wrong thing down.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah.
So the car won't start, and then that's kind of like, everything that's going wrong is going wrong, and now we have the intro to the show. And it's a full-fledged intro, too.
Oh, yeah, full credits and everything.
Yeah, it's like stills of all the characters and, the actor's name.
So they're at Cinemount Studios, and you mentioned Mad TV earlier. You recognize Mo Collins.
Mo Collins.
Yeah.
Mo Collins.
No, that was in Living Color. But Mo Collins busts in to Phil's office with a DVD and it's labeled Liquid Gold.
Yeah, I would be afraid of what would be contained on that.
But they popped it right in, didn't they?
And they did, and you know what? It wasn't too far off of what I would expect.
What was it?
Well, let's say there's a couple scantily clad,
Well-endowed.
large-breasted women folk.
Yeah.
And standing in front of a green screen in a bunch of different situations. They get wet.
They're fighting aliens, dude.
And then they make out.
You forgot to say they're fighting aliens.
There were like gratuitous close-ups of boobage.
You know what made them beat
I was watching it on my television, not on my phone.
Do you know what made them beat the aliens?
What's that?
Lesbian love.
That's what I said. It ended with them making out with each other.
Aliens are
Liquid
notoriously
gold.
conservative.
I think that refers to the semen that the
two
people
lesbians make.
They-
two lesbians make liquid gold.
If you were watching it, you would get the liquid gold. Is what I was getting at.
Mo Collins, I believe
Mine's pewter.
her name.
Pewter. That's gonna hurt coming out, isn't it?
Well, it's liquid pewter. It's liquid pewter.
Boiling hot liquid pewter coming out of your urethra.
Damn right.
Mine's graphite.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ouch! You get lead poison.
Mine's like a clear gel.
Really? Why you gotta brag?
That's what used to come out of your ass, right? When you thought you had cancer.
Oh, it still comes out my ass. Don't worry about it.
Mo Collins, her name is Margaret in the program, and she wants to know where this DVD came from. She thinks it's Phil's brother Brian, and she wants the name of the person who did it because they're using company stuff to distribute this.
Yeah, they're doing like inter-office mail,
Yeah.
which is a big no-no.
And she's pissed. She's mad. She's like, if you don't find out who did this, your fucking brother is fired because I think that's who did it.
Yeah. So she leaves after this threat, and then a kid named William comes in. He's like, hey, my name's
Willem.
His name is Willem.
Willem.
He's like, my name is William, but I want to be called Willem now. And he says, I won't deliver stuff to this building because my dad owns it. He's like this entitled rich kid who's got a job there where his dad, like, his grandfather started the studio.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And he really likes the Snowball character from Clerks
Oh,
because
Jesus.
his name was Willem.
God, I don't remember.
Willem
That's
Dafoe.
That's a pretty big stretch, but all right. He's a lowly worker there at Cinescape or whatever they're calling. And then you got a Brian. He's like, Phil goes out to him and says, hey, younger brother Brian, did you deliver this DVD? Or he's like, yeah, I did, and I know where it came from, but I can't tell you.
Right.
Yeah. You want to take a nap real quick? Well, let's
And
get
there's
our
not
nap
just
music.
one copy.
Let me take a nap real quick. I'm going to pause this.
There was 60 copies, right?
Yeah, there's a lot.
But no, and I was confused. Was it 60 copies or 60 different versions of it?
Oh man, I can't imagine there being 60 versions.
I think there was 60 versions.
I think it was just 60 copies.
Okay.
But then the guy Gary comes in. This is Matt Winston, the other writer of the program.
He's a bro dude, right? He's like, comes in, he's like, he walks into a room, he's like, he's just real loud and real.
Is that the guy with the mustache?
He's wearing the polo shirt the whole time. I think he's
Yeah.
got a little bit of a mustache on him. Yeah, he comes in and he's happy about Phil getting kicked out of his house. All this domestic discourse he's in. He's like, hey, let's go to Tijuana and get some fucking whores.
Yeah.
right?
You know what's good for a divorce? Poontang.
STD. I mean,
Yeah.
poontang. So Gary claims, he's like, that's my DVD, absolutely. He's like, he happily claims that it's his. I think partly because he knows Phil will protect him.
Sure.
And he's like, I got a plan. I got 60 copies. I blanketed the entire area. So Phil says, hey, Gary and Willem, get your asses out there and get all these fucking DVDs. We're in trouble.
And then what's next?
Commercial break.
break.
Insert here.
Absolutely. Next scene, you've got security guard
His
Stu.
name's Stu.
Yeah.
I love Stu. I love the name Stu. It makes you know the purpose person is stupid.
STU? Is that how you spell stupid?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, STU, you think?
I'd go STEW.
Like the food stuff.
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
And his brother's soup.
It is, so Stu starts
My
poking
name
around.
is Sue. How do you do? You gonna die.
Johnny Cash?
Yes.
Yeah.
Written by Shel Silverstein.
It's always Johnny Cash.
Shel Silverstein.
The Giving Tree.
Yeah. Oh, the boy's name was Sue in that?
Yeah. Boy named Sue. He wrote it.
Stu knows also about all the marital discourse happening with Phil. The word's getting around.
Everybody knows.
Yeah. Margaret, who is Mo Collins, she comes back in with a bunch of copies of the DVD, and she's super pissed. She's like, I want all these copies. She says, go ahead.
I'll rape you in the face, faggot.
Yeah, they dropped the FA word.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? She sold it. She was very into saying that.
I was surprised at that.
I wrote that down verbatim as well. I feel like the word faggot, just within the past 5 to 8 years, has become like, don't ever say it again.
For sure.
It's the gay N-word.
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
Nigeria.
right.
Like, you can say it if you're homosexual. Maybe. I don't even know.
No, I think that's true, because I listened to a podcast that's like in New York, and when they have comedians on that are homosexual, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Dustin, since you kind of brought this up, and it sounds like you have some information about it. I'm not going to polish my face black and be a black guy so I can say the N-word. Do I think about the N-word all the time, and do I want to say it all the time? Absolutely, but I know I can never say it. Correct. How many cocks do I have to suck until I can start saying the F word?
At least 3.
Okay, yeah, that's no problem.
I'd say 1.
I would,
one could be a drunken mistake. 2 means
I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out.
Learn quite so well. 3 is a pattern.
Okay,
so
I would suck 3 dicks if it means I can say faggot forever.
Why are you guys looking?
He's sizing you up for number 1. I think
you both just stopped and looked at me. And
there's 2 dicks in this room right now. That's all I can say. What are you guys doing right after this?
I got lots going on tomorrow.
Willem is now dispatched to pick up Phil's stuff in front of his front yard because his wife's throwing a bunch of shit all over the yard.
Yeah. And come to find out,
free yard sale.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he comes back and he was like hitting on his wife. He's like, "Yeah, your wife's pretty hot."
Willem is kind of
Dafoe.
sweet on his wife.
Kind of
not cool, bro.
They're going out for coffee, which ends up
just
later,
coffee.
Later on, it ends up being an actual
penetration.
Date. What?
Next scene is in the cafeteria, and Phil's checking out the food counter from a lady named Heather. Here, there's a black cafeteria worker lady. It's funny. She's like, "I've been married 3 times."
Is it Heather or Heaven? I thought it was Heaven.
Oh, it may have been. I don't know.
I think it was Heaven.
And anyway, the black lady, she's an older lady. She's like, "I was married to a gay."
She did say that. She didn't say the FA word. Though.
I love that.
But
lady.
then she said something about he liked watching my shows or something.
She liked being married to the gay guy because she would watch all these other programs. Anyway, Gary and Brian join up with Phil there in the cafeteria, and I don't know what the conversation was about, but basically they said, "I'm going to call in a fire. I'm going to tell them there's a fire happening at this." They're
trying to figure out how they're going to get the 60 copies.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, the best way to do that is just to
create a diversion.
Right.
They call it in.
They are rapid responders.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, as soon as they call it in, all hell breaks loose.
People are screaming.
Phil is like, "Fuck these guys! Why are they making my life so shitty?" And it's funny because the security guard from earlier, he's outside the window of the cafeteria, and he sees Phil's there. He starts banging on the window, and that was funny, right?
Yeah.
Where he's screaming, he's like, "There's a fire! Get out!" And get another commercial break, right?
Oh, okay.
No?
Well, no, there is. I wanted to do.
Go ahead.
Commercial with you. I want commercial break. The next scene we see somebody that we've seen a couple times on these pilots. Andy Dick is in there.
Playing himself.
Playing his dick
We did
self.
see Andy Dick. Like, not another teenage show or something, right?
As Andy Dick.
I
Just
forgot
hanging
that.
out in the parking lot. I mean, he
Who does all the work?
doesn't really have much going on.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Between drug...
Andy
deals.
Dick's got a lot of problems. It was cool to see him here, though. He
has 99...
Shut your stinking trap!
Is that the,
He was the sock puppet.
Bill or the what was that, the Ben Stiller show?
Yes.
The sock puppet,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yes.
And this is when Willow says, "Hey,
Warwick Davis was in this?
yeah." He says, "I'm taking your wife to coffee," and we find out that Willem has a bunch of daddy issues.
Yeah.
Right. He kind of goes off into a tangent, and then Gary and Brian, we see them. They're just playing cards in the office, and they got all the DVDs. They have all of them.
They got them all back.
We solved it, right?
Yeah.
And the head of the studio is wanting to know who made the DVD?
Yeah, because Margaret comes in. She's all like, you think she's pissed off. And
She wants two things. She wants all the copies, and she wants a name.
Right.
Right?
And she wants to rape somebody in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. Rape somebody in the face.
Is that just like grinding on?
Oh,
somebody's-
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Okay.
exactly
I was just
what that
trying.
is.
I just wanted my mental picture to be
yeah.
accurate.
And
Mo Collins, a good-looking lady.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Weird name. I don't want to have sex with a lady and
Mo.
call her Mo.
I'd be like, Mo come. Anyway,
Mokum in the middle.
Phil says it was me. It was me. He took
falls
the fall.
on the sword.
He took the fall.
Yeah. He doesn't.
Hey, first of all,
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Jason, would
Yeah.
you ever take the fall for me?
Absolutely not.
Dustin.
It depends on the situation.
Well, you know what?
Am I doing 5
I like
to 10?
I like you better than him right now because he said no way.
No matter the scenario, no matter what the stakes are, no way would I do
All right,
it.
well, that's fine.
I got you, maybe.
Mr. Freeman, who is in charge of the whole studio.
Mo Collins, Margaret, she's like, hey, who did this? He's like, it was me. And she's like, well, Mr. Freeman happens to love it.
Yeah.
So go see him. And then Gary and Brian are like, yeah,
Yeah,
we
they
yeah,
start
great.
You
celebrating.
guys were out of here. We're,
She's like, you lied to me.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, well, they're my buds. It's
Yeah.
my brother.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you
Sorry.
guys watch the bloopers at the end?
Oh no,
What?
I noticed that there were really long end credits, but I didn't.
I thought the end credits were just really, really long.
Here's what the bloopers are. Phil's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're my friends. And she's like, yeah, I understand that. I had a friend once. That was the blooper. Her trying to get out, yes, I had a friend once.
Oh.
It's about 90 seconds of her saying that line over and over and laughing.
I thought it was like Existo where they listed every extra in the production.
And then sang a song about open wounds.
Yeah, that too.
No, it wasn't like that. So you got another commercial break, and you're back at Phil's house, and he's starting to collect his things. And then fucking everybody shows up at his house here, right?
And they come to find out that the head of the production company, it's not that he liked the show and wanted to produce it. It was because it was so fucking funny that he wanted to send it to all of his executive buddies as a joke, so he paid $130 for it.
Yeah. And Gary's totally fine with that. He wants it. He's fine with that money.
He's like, and he gave Brian $10 for distribution, and he kept $120 because he makes a reference about, I'm going to take my $120.
Go see some titties.
Yeah. The security guard from earlier, Stu, he is the neighbor, right?
No,
That was
that's
in the
a different
window.
guy.
They got an iPod.
That's a different guy.
Oh, that was a different guy?
That was a different
I
guy.
thought that was the... It looks like the same
He
guy.
was going to be the Kramer of the show, probably.
He looked like he had a skinny white guy with a mustache.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was him.
I found the iPod on your front lawn.
Anyway, Willem is there too. He shows up. He's like, I'm here to date your wife. And then Phil's like, well, I'm a homeless guy now. So he goes into his garage where the show started, where Brian was laying on the couch. And Brian kind of threw out a little bed for him.
Yeah.
He made him
on a couch.
Yeah. And
He's
then,
like, a lot of good times here.
So Phil starts talking about, all the things that are going wrong in his life.
Well, he does, but at the same time, I feel like in this moment, he's very hopeful about the future,
He's
oddly enough.
made some peace.
Sure.
Almost like he's like, I recognize this as a bottom, and I know I need to work my way back.
I'll be a
up.
power bottom and just...
And then looks
Things
over
can only
looks
get
over
better.
at Brian, and Brian's snoring.
This is a Talking Heads song. Is this Life During Wartime? Is that song?
I'm not for sure.
This must be the place, maybe? Anyway,
I think you're a bigger David Byrne fan than I am.
they do Talking Heads on the way out, which can't be cheap, but I don't think they really paid for it either. They probably just threw it on there. The end. Blooper reels at the end, but my God, there's got to be some turbulence here.
Gotta be.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Interesting case where a character actor who's been working for years gets together with another buddy, Matt Winston, writes this, throws their money at it, and tries to sell it to Paramount or Kelsey Grammer's company or
David Letterman's company.
Worldwide Pants. The Worldwide Pants, you know what they famously did?
Cabin Boy.
Well, maybe. I was going to say Everyone Loves a Raven, which fucking raked it in for Letterman and Romano. But what didn't work here? Why didn't this attempt work? To me, the audio, the visual looks great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For a self-produced thing, it looks really good.
Why didn't it work?
I think the people they were pitching it to, it wasn't going to work. If they would have went to Comedy Central, automatically.
You think Comedy Central here?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I was going to say Adult Swim, but but no, Comedy Central for sure. I think who they were pitching it to, it wasn't going to work.
Okay.
You're not going to see this on CBS or NBC.
All right.
I think it needs punched up a bit more.
A few more laughs.
A few more laughs. I don't need a laugh track or anything.
No, this is 2011. I think right about here we're saying goodbye to the laugh track.
Because this is obviously a half-hour comedy. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think to be billed as a half-hour comedy rather than like a dramedy, like maybe Baskets or something, I think you need a little more laughs per minute ratio than what were there.
I think so. I think you're probably right.
But granted, it's a pilot, and you have to like introduce characters. Oh, it's that thing I read about earlier. But I do think they could have worked in a little bit more.
Yeah, I think a few more. I think you're right. Yeah,
I think this is like, Reno. What's
Reno 911?
No, the one with Adam Sandberg.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Which Bob Stevenson was on.
Right. I think it's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine without enough jokes.
Okay.
Or punchy jokes. There's a lot of jokes in here that aren't punchy jokes.
Because I think working at a production company would provide kind of like a Larry Sanders show. Like you could see behind the scenes of, like Hollywood development. And that could be funny. But yeah, it just obviously didn't get to that next step.
I think if this is picked up for a series, this isn't the pilot anymore.
No, because they said the word faggot.
I think that's part of it. As good as it looks for some people that just threw money at it themselves to make it, I think it could look a lot better. So I think if this series were to go forward, I think they would reshoot this pilot, personally.
Well, they did it for Super Clyde.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think another problem, I think you introduce a lot of characters that are intense. Like there's a lot to do with them.
And apparently able to be confused for one another.
The security guard in the neighborhood, yes.
Yeah. So I think maybe cut like the amount of characters that you introduce in the pilot in half. You know what I mean? Just like, let's just focus on 5 of the 12.
And Mo Collins' face rape.
Yeah. I can see this on a network. I know you said you don't think you can see it. I could see this on a network.
No.
I don't think this works on a Comedy Central, and I tell you why. Comedy Central, if you have like a sitcom like this on Comedy Central, a live action show, the people are in their 20s. These people are very obviously in their late 30s to mid 40s. That's not what Comedy Central's about.
Maybe
They're about
an
the younger
HBO
audience.
And they can
Maybe
have
HBO.
Well, and I said a Netflix
language.
or a Hulu nowadays. A Netflix or a Hulu for sure.
Back then that wasn't an option.
Right.
So.
I think this is. I'm always interested in new situations and new scenarios. We've seen some really odd ones before. The Heil Hitler sticks out to me. Like how many times are you gonna see Hitler in a sitcom?
I'm gonna go see that Jojo Rabbit movie coming up.
Are you?
I am.
Who that guy who directed the
Thor Ragnarok is involved, so
he's the director.
That's enough to have me interested.
And it's got Scarlett Johansson. Is that right? It's the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be an interesting film.
I'll let you know how it is.
All right, I appreciate it. I think this thing has legs, though. I do. This is an interesting scenario where you have a guy working for a studio, and obviously you can pepper in people, B-list celebrities like an Andy Dick to just pop in here and there, maybe have a little bit of a storyline. Why not?
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of opportunity with this show. Why it didn't work, I think Dustin was onto something. This is a half-hour comedy, but the laughs weren't as popping and as consistent as they could be.
Sure.
I also think there maybe was too many side stories going on.
You think
for
so?
A pilot.
Maybe so. I honestly liked all the characters. I like the fact that we have kind of his brother at home. We have the people at work. I like the cafeteria. I like these different areas, and Phil is very clearly the main character, and just kind of how he navigates through these different
Yeah,
situations.
like maybe not have Willem get involved with the soon-to-be ex-wife until like episode 2 or 3.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
it's
he
very
can
quick.
still be introduced
He's like,
as
I'm
a
gonna-
douche.
Yeah.
With daddy issues without
I think
trying
he
to
wa-
fuck his
I
wife.
think he was a douche with daddy issues before he even went to go pick up Phil's stuff. I think they had that perfect.
So just stick with that
Yeah.
and then evolve that story.
Not a
later.
perfect pilot, but there's a lot
Yeah.
of good opportunity, a lot of good base work to move from. I think that we should see what other people have to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
I can't find anything about this.
Saw that coming.
Ladies
5.6.
and gentlemen, welcome to FCF.
This is a
Local time
Yeah,
is
there's no
11:11.
rating.
It is
there's nothing.
16:30.
Nothing.
And you know what?
For your safety
And,
and comfort, please remain
Dustin,
seated
last
with your
episode,
seatbelt
I
fastened
couldn't find
until
it on
the captains
IMDb,
turn
so
off the
I'm
fasten
over too.
seatbelt
Last 2
sign.
weeks.
Oh, okay.
Rotten Tomatoes, it's rare that we have something from there. There's nothing. IMDb, that's our most reliable. That's the thing, the well we keep going from. That's not on there. Bob Stevenson, massive list of credits. This is not on there.
So what we rated at is the official rating
That's-
of this pilot
I
is
did
what
not-
I'm hearing.
Yes.
I did not think about that, but you're absolutely right. I couldn't find critic reviews. I couldn't find reviewer reviews. This is one that really just didn't go anywhere.
This is the most important rating that you've ever done.
I think you're
this
probably
episode
right.
will probably get at least 2,000 downloads.
which would be massive.
That's what she said.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, so final, we'll do our landing here where we finally rate it. Taken from the program from the mid-90s, affectionately and accurately known as Wings. We look at all the characters, number 1 being the worst score you can get, and that's a Roy Biggins. Number 7 is the best score you can get. That's the character known as Brian Hackett, played by Steven Weber. That's a number 7. Dustin, I turn to you. How do you rate North Hollywood?
Okay. I'm going to give it a 4.
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
Do you care to elaborate or not?
Yeah, I mean, it for the reasons I kind of touched on earlier, it wasn't something that I was like, well, that was a complete waste of time to watch.
Yeah.
It had promise. It was good in some parts, but lacking in others. And I think with a little bit more polish and, maybe another draft or two, tighten it up a little bit, make some changes, it could have easily been a 6.
The man himself who wrote and was the main star said, if we were to do it over again, I'd make a sizzle reel.
Yeah.
That's what he said. So it lines completely with you
A
said.
scissor reel, so like two lesbians just.
Being bare naked, rubbing their vaginas together to completion.
You know
That's
what,
right.
Bob? I like it.
I'd buy that, Bob. I'd give you 10 episodes.
buy that for $1.
That's a 7 in my book, Bob. No, sorry.
Captain Philip, rest
What's a
assured.
scissor reel?
It's not
sizzle.
scissor. They're not scissoring.
Sizzle.
Sizzle.
You asshole. How do you rate North Hollywood?
I'm only like a 6.5 right now on the sheet scale.
Oh, on the drunkenness scale?
Yeah.
A 1
Yeah.
out of 10 drunkenness, you're a 6.5?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm gold.
Liquid gold.
He's liquid gold, baby.
You know what? I knew there was a lot of talented people in this.
Mm-hmm. Did you recognize anyone?
Yeah, I recognize Brian. I recognize Phil. I recognize Margaret.
Okay.
I liked it, but I was looking for that extra punch.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was too many people. You're giving me too many different...
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. And because of the too many cooks in the kitchen, I'm going to give it a 4.
2 4s. Okay.
No, it's 4 and 4. Not 2 and 4. It's
I apologize. Thank you for correcting me. I look at this, and I want to go high. I want to do 6, but I don't think I can. I think this is the highest 5 I can possibly give, which I think is what I gave last week's episode, too.
No, we had the same on.
Oh, no, that was a 2. Yeah,
it was
I'm thinking a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, please don't say you gave last week a 5.
No. Okay, I'm going to give this the highest 5 possible. I enjoyed this. I like the people involved. I like that these weren't all supermodels that we're looking at. This felt very... It felt like you said, kind of almost like a Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah. It felt real. It felt like there's a bit of the industry involved. I'm not looking at these sculpted actors, performing for us. These are real people in seemingly real
There
situations.
were sculpted actors on that DVD.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah.
Massively sculpted.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
It was just the one though in the pink top. The other one was not that massively sculpted.
Well, I mean, when you compare her to the other, like if she'd just been on her own, you might have been like, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
That's true.
Yeah.
I like Bob as the lead. Mo Collins was really funny. I thought she was good. A lot of opportunity here. An interesting scenario. I give it a 5. You guys both give it a 4.
Yep.
And with that, we close the book on North Hollywood, and we will never mention that show again.
Yeah.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Poor Devil. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. A young down-on-his-luck resident of hell is given a chance to redeem himself by signing up a down-on-his-luck retail accountant to sell his soul to Lucifer. You can find the entire episode of Poor Devil by subscribing to Couch Pilots on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. And Dustin,
you know what to do, dude.
What did Hoover say to you last week?
He said, "I'm an alcoholic and I'm seeking help."
Yep.
And I was like, "My God Almighty, I think you definitely
Amen
should."
to that, brother.
Well, we cut the cocktail bit out of the show, so maybe
of the,
that's for the
Ernest
best.
show?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Go to couchpilotspodcast.com. All of our past episodes are there. You can contact us there via Facebook, Twitter, or email. Send us a message about anything in the world that you like. Do you know about a pilot that we don't? Let us know. We'll probably do it pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're just wanting to kind of unload or have somebody to talk to in this day and age, everybody's got problems. Just at the beginning of the email, just say, "Hey, this is not for the show," and then we're there for you.
Let us say that this is episode 208. We've got 2 more episodes this season, and then next season we're doing a little something special. Is that right, Blake?
Yeah, just a little teaser, but
we're not going to make a huge announcement about what we're doing.
Not for a couple weeks.
But what's the theme of next season?
We are both picking 5 pilots that went to series, and we're going to go into a competition, and hopefully fans will vote, and we'll see who is the best.
They're going to vote with their downloads.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So these are shows that we personally love, that stood the test of time, that lasted for a while, that means something to us.
That isn't Golden Girls, because we already did that one.
And it's not
Wings
either.
Yeah.
2 shows that we have done that have gone to series. Those are out of contention.
And we have not talked about which ones
I was
we're
on
picking.
both of those.
We're not. We have not talked about which ones we're picking yet to each other.
Yeah. We might have guests for those. We'll see. I don't know. But
I'll be listening regardless.
Well, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Dustin.
Well,
I'll vote.
I think over the next 2 episodes, we'll probably make some announcements on what those will be.
Right.
So there going to be a bracket challenge?
There might. What do you
No,
think?
it's straight up. It's head to head, 5 apiece, and whoever has the most downloads wins.
Okay.
Yep, I think that's fair. Absolutely.
And whoever wins.
Well, whatever. You'll both be on Dishing Disney in January, so
Bragging rights.
Oh, for sure.
Call 910-PILOTS-1 910-745-6871. Leave us a voicemail. You'll get to hear what your dumb fucking voice sounds like. Go to patreon.com and give us your money, and we'll spend that money that you give us for sure.
Sure.
Dustin?
yeah,
Long-time friend of the show.
correct.
Season 1 probably you're on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What was the first one you're on? It was like the...
Tim Burton's
yeah,
Hansel and
yes.
Gretel.
Oh, that's good.
And then
Modesty Blaze.
Modesty Blaze after
Right.
that.
I
yes.
miss Hansel and Gretel compared to a lot of stuff we watched.
I referenced that recently. We were talking about Tim Burton something at work or something, and
Yeah.
I mentioned that.
I don't think that's going to be on Disney Plus.
Did you mention which episode and how to download it?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
That's why we're
Yeah, that one thing is why.
struggling right now.
Is there anything you want to plug while you're here?
Well, yeah, aside from my next appearance on Couch Pilots when we watched Dillard and the Devil's Music starring Jim Varney, which definitely has to happen.
That is available.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You know what to do, Tube. 3-part video. It's a pilot. I mentioned it to you before. I mean,
I'm sorry. I have a huge list. I don't remember it being.
it's
What's
all right.
it called?
Dillard and the Devil's Music.
Okay.
And Jim Varney is in it.
Okay.
So we have to do it.
Hey, we will. We will absolutely do it.
So whether we get Derek involved,
Probably not.
probably not. So Aside from that, like I said, we got Dishing Disney coming up with you guys joining us in January. But until then, we have a Thanksgiving episode coming up on Thanksgiving. We are breaking into the Disney Plus vault immediately.
Awesome.
And watching a Thanksgiving Promise starring the entire Bridges acting family. You got Lloyd, you got Bo, you got
Bo?
Jeff, you got Bo's kid.
I love the bridges.
yeah.
I love every bridge I've ever seen.
I love Bo Bridges of Madison County. You guys ever see that?
Yep.
Bo Bridges, Bo Bridges, Bo Bridges.
No, that's
And
Mad
Living
TV.
Color again.
That's called bringing it back. That's called bringing it back.
That's awesome. That
so, yeah.
while you're doing this show about Disney, that this whole streaming thing
'Cause
unloads.
The thing is, I have a lot of these weird random ones on DVD, but now they're busting out stuff that has never been officially released.
and you're probably getting the best quality versions of
Exactly,
these too.
and all these Disney Channel original movies
Yeah.
that I've
For only
never
$12.99.
Not half
with
that.
Hulu and ESPN. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, we've already put out the call to arms saying, to all the Mouseketeers, and we'll extend it to the, your guys' fan base. If there is some fucked up Disney movie on Disney Plus that you want to hear us talk about and make fun of, shoot us a tweet at Dishing Disney, and we'll see what we can do. But
Have you done the black hole yet?
not yet. We figured the Black Magnet would have to be involved with that.
I told you that I found the pop-up book at an
You
estate
did,
sale.
yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So we got that. The importance of seeing Ernest. We have a couple episodes coming out in the next few months as we transition into the new program, which is called the Ernest P. Worrell Preservation Society.
Ooh, did we settle on that?
I think so.
Good.
And we are going to be talking about Ernest movies that were never made.
It's a weird thing that we've come across.
I have a whole fucking binder full of these things, and it's ridiculous.
And we can safely say that these were kind of mock scripts put together during their time with Disney as part of their deal to generate that content.
Yeah, and it fits in perfectly with you doing this show. Because,
Yeah.
you already watch TV shows that never made it to series. Now you're reading scripts for movies that didn't even get
it's
to that
a super
point.
easy transition for me. But that'll be a fun show. And it's funny, too, because, you go online, and there are other podcasts that do what Blake and I do. There's a handful of
Not
them out
as
there.
well, though.
I didn't
Thank
say that.
you.
Of course, not as well.
High five that shit.
But there's a handful out there that are like, yeah, we talk about failed television pilots.
Yeah.
There isn't one podcast that has access to the information that you and I and Derek will be doing a podcast
Yeah.
about.
One and
That'll be a
only.
completely original. If you want information about unmade Ernest, and I can't imagine who would, but if you do, there's only one place for that.
Yeah. And that's us.
That's pretty cool.
So
I think that's pretty awesome.
yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'll be working on.
Awesome. Blake, do you have any messages of positivity for our fans today before we go?
I always do. And like I said last week, I'm trying to find a positive every day
Right. That's smart.
in this world that we live in. And I just want listeners to take a step back and go, you know what? I'm pretty fucking cool, right? I'm a good guy. I'm a good girl. I got a heartbeat. I'm trying to do the next right thing.
Did you say 6.5 on the drunk scale?
Yep.
Okay.
What does it sound like?
Completely unrelated. I'm sorry to bring it up. You're talking about being cool, though? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just when I say being cool, I just mean
Yeah.
being a nice person.
Right.
Just be a nice person to somebody today. It's going to come back to you. It might not come back today, but tomorrow when you need somebody to be a cool person to you, you've already done it to somebody else. Just pay it forward.
Haley Joel Osment, that shit, right?
I don't know who that is.
Pay it forward. I see dead people.
Yep. He was on The Boys, too. I just watched that, playing Mesmer.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Did you ever see The Boys?
Nope.
Thank you for your message.
I've never seen Sixth Sense. So.
Yeah. What about 5 Cents? Have you seen that?
Yeah. That's
yeah.
a good porn.
The Nickelman?
That's a good porn. Let me tell you about some of the porn I've seen lately.
Oh, Christ.
Never
almighty.
mind.
This pilot may have been rough, and so is Blake's porn viewing, but there's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Dustin, for being on.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
Can't do it.
Hi, this is Dustin.
And Brianna.
We're a couple who love all things Disney. We decided to sit down twice a month to discuss and analyze a variety of Disney films and topics with a grown-up's perspective and an adult sense of humor.
Dishing Disney will give film reviews with the memories of a child filtered through an adult frame of mind. We've noticed some things about our beloved Disney movies.